So Joker's in Smash. Time to capitalize on that by shit. So Joker's in Smash. Time to try and fail on capitalizing on the buzz, cause I'm apparently a few weeks late. That sucks. This is the part of the video where I tell you that I've never played Persona. I've had to watch a clip from it when I was editing this video for my friend. I've never played it. Looks cool. I don't know. My point is, in my experience, music precedes the game itself in reputation, and that's not without reason. It's really good. You clicked on this video to find out why. So, let's get into it. Like always, let's start off with the instrumentation. No, seriously, listen to it again. Okay, so you hear that? That's a drum set, a string section, and a bass. As far as I know. That's quite the combination. The bass and drum set are a common combo, but the marriage of the string section with that is a little less ubiquitous, though it's not unheard of. It's important to consider the context in which we hear these instruments, because they create the implicit preconceptions we have when we consume new music that incorporates said instruments. Like, for example, when you listen to Taku Iwasaki stuff, you often immediately get the mental affiliation of a coalescence of hip-hop and Eastern music. In that same vein, listening to something with strings in it will likely harken back to orchestral music. This phenomenon, amalgamated with the funky syncopation commonly associated with the drum set and bass, creates this song. And take that for what you may. I just thought it was a fun thing to think about. And to be sure, a lot of you are probably aware of this to some degree, but I just wanted to establish the headspace you should be in going forward. Now we head into the verse, which immediately gives us a mysterious vibe with the piano comping, or keyboard rather. At this point, the strings have been stripped away. Don't worry, they'll be back later. And the rhythm section is in a pretty standard groove. Cool. Now let's focus on the icing on the cake. Like I said before, the keyboard. So the interesting thing about the chorus is that it's only 2 chords actually. And this is where it might get a little confusing, so I'm sorry for people who aren't as well versed in music theory, but it's 2 chords. It's the D minor 7, and then it's the G dominant. And that's the beauty of this song. And the structure of the song is very simple, but the nuances that the song takes and to go above and beyond in its composition, that's where it really shines. That's what makes the song so impressive. So like, for example, I was saying earlier, it's only 2 chords. This is it for the entire verse. This is it. But what the song decided to do instead of just having that again and again and again, right? Because, they understood that, let me turn this down a little bit. They understood that would be boring. So instead, they decided to spruce it up a little bit, right? And there's a lot more tension, which is basically notes that are close together. And there's a lot more motion going on, as opposed to just, static monotony, because that gets boring. So what they decided to do instead was this. So that's some pretty crazy stuff going on. That's a huge disparity from what it originally was. So even though it's a preconceived comping, it's still there's still a lot more syncopation. There's a lot more character to it. It's not just the default chords. They take the roots of the chords that they were comping, and then they make something unique out of that. Right. using the parameters that they were given with the song. And what I find really fascinating about the choices that they made with the keyboard comping is that like I said before, the notes are very close together. They're very clustered. There's a lot of tension, and tension is literally just notes close together. I explained this before. Why don't you watch all my videos? So yeah, as I was saying before, the thing that I find really fantastic about the choices that they made in this, right, is that the chords are all, hugged together. There's a lot of tension, which is basically when chords are very close together. So as opposed to, let me see if you guys can you guys see this? This is something with low tension. This is something with closer tension. Closer tension, high, really, really high tension, right? And as you saw before, the whole thing, bar one chord is. It's just chock full of tension, and I feel like that adds to the mysterious air that is being implicated in the verse of the song, because this is sort of the build up. The verse is all in service of the chorus. Hey Vsauce, Michael here. This is everyone's favorite part of the song. Or is it? Yeah, it is. So, in spirit with the rest of the song, the chord progression is very simple. It doesn't use a lot of chords, and the beauty of the song is very apparent in its simplicity. So, let me just put this down. Let's see if I can make sure this doesn't get knocked over. Come on, there we go. So the thing about this song is that the chord progression here is chromatic. It's a chromatic fall. And what I mean by chromatic is the smallest possible interval is used in the progression. So chromatic is basically this. Chromatic movements can go up or down. So it can be this or this. So this is a chromatic move. This is a chromatic move. So for the key, we're in D minor, right? So once again, for the people who aren't as well versed in music theory, I'm sorry. Just try to hold on for the ride. I'm gonna try to blast through this, okay? Because going through the fundamentals will just take way too long. So go ask your music theory friends or whatever. So here's the thing. It's gonna go from a B flat major to A minor 7 to an A flat major 7 to a G minor 7. So that's the chorus right there. So I'd say that the most important part of all of this, this is what all of the whole song amalgamates to. This is the zenith of the song. It's the vocalist. She's the most important part, as is usually the case, but I feel that it's even more so. Her part goes like this. Right? You all know it. You probably sang along because it's so fucking good, right? But the interesting thing about this is that she holds the note. She holds the C, which is one whole step away from the resolution note, because we're in D minor, as we said before. So we're trying to resolve to the one, right? We're trying to resolve to the tonic, the inception, right? And she's holding that note, and it's creating this tension. Oh, there we go. It's creating this tension the whole time throughout. And it's a very, very bold choice to hold tension, right? at the closest point to the inception, and then hold that note throughout a 4-chord progression. So she's holding it throughout. So it just gives it this is all it's sort of the background, and it's putting even more focus on that C. And I think that's what's really fascinating about it. I think that's what people really love about it implicitly. It's just an extremely bold choice, and it pays off in spades because, people love the song. So yeah, I've pretty much explained everything that I like about this song. I've explained what I think are the most key components. I guess I will say that in the bridge, it plays that same progression, but it's I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, it's just the drum set, it's just the bongos, and it's also just the bass line. So it's much more stripped down iteration, just to give that sort of to give it that distinguishing factor from the chorus, because it's the same chord progression, but you want to make sure that it's different. So I guess that's how they decided to do it. Yeah, that's the song. That's why this song is so great. So let's summarize. I guess to summarize, we were talking about the verse, right, and how it has very simple chord progression. How the whole song has a very simple chord progression, right? And despite the simple chord progression, it uses those parameters, that foundation that it sets up to show some stylistic flourish. And in that regard, I'd say that this song is very much a noob killer, because if you were to perform this song with very simple parameters that are given, it would be very apparent that you either know what you're doing or you don't know what you're doing, because a pro can use those simple chord progressions and make them sound really cool, but a noob would just go again and again, and that would be really boring. So yeah, and then we were talking about the chord progression in the chorus. It just goes like, and how it's just this winding down, right? It's very subtle, but it's also very consistent. We were also talking about how that note that's held in the chorus is a very bold choice, because it's so close to the tonic, and it is held in spite of those 4 chords in the chorus. And I think that it pays off very much, and it sounds great. Yeah. Patreon!
Stop right there. It's me, the editor of the video, and not huxtable. Hello. I just wanted to make an addendum real quick to say that obviously the addition of the singer is very integral to the song, and she brings the song to a whole new level, right? And I also think that the choice of her as a singer was very intentional, because she has a very soulful timbre to her voice, right? And the song is very funky, so of course, match made in heaven, right? And there's a meme that goes around that she sounds like a black woman, and she sort of does, honestly. So yeah, she does the song justice. She sounds great on it. I felt the need to put it somewhere in the video, because I feel that if I didn't, I would definitely get shit for it, for not mentioning how good of a singer she is and how well she fits into the song. So yeah, pledge me on Patreon. If you like the video, subscribe if you like the video. Like the video if you like the video. I have an Instagram as well. I also do art, and I also have a Twitter. So the whole 9 yards. Go ahead and connect me on the social medias. Patreon. Aw, shit. It's the Patreon rap. It's like the Pokemon rap, but not as good. All right, here we go. We got Robert Sora, a mighty bird, a little sugar in me, and Green Charter, Lilliput Jones and Yikon G, the Autismo, and Bingo Udu, Digi Bro, Kiss My Toes, Jack the Whacked, Surfer Werewolf, Z-Do, Dwayne Pruitt, Ludius, and Lord Baba Bob, Alkiha, Zena M, OK Beef Boy, Alf Bektash, Peasant Lou, and Dr. Yolo McSwag, Cian Lag, Jared Clark, Jared Belton, You're a Good Boy. I'm like SpongeBob, me hoy manoy.
That's too much.